This is a manufactured crisis. There is no evidence, any evidence, that communities want names changed except at Dowling. And that is their right. That's where this thing is screwed up. Neighborhoods used to decide the names of their schools, not a bunch of temporary politicians. These people are not the bosses. See these people behind me? Right? You guys, the folks at home, they're the bosses. Those guys are what they call public servants who refuse to listen to the bosses, the employers. And I want to point out, to respond to your question, for the old meeting side. Read this item. First of all, we demand it be done school by school. Maybe someone at HISD pull this number out of their you-know-where. We don't know. Let's see the documents. I think every reporter in town should say, you know what, show us the records. What do you got? How much is it going to cost to carve out 90-year-old stone from Lanier? Just the first name, right? Because that's all you know, they change it the first name. How much is it going to cost? How much is it going to cost to cut out the hallway? Why are we taking the name of a school of a blasted postmaster, Reagan, who's got statues and is an institution in the Heights? What are we doing? Is this some revenge game? If that's what it is, then those school board members ought to be man and woman enough to say what it is. And we're going to be watching every school board member tomorrow night. We're going to record their votes. We want it by school. But to answer your question, it says this estimate. It's an estimate, right? Pretty specific. $1,245,197. That sounds pretty specific, so obviously it should be easy today for them to print out how much it's going to cost per school. But they say the estimate includes the cost for uniforms and facility updates. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm sure the folks at home know what a facility update is. That means you got to, like, paint something, right? You got to update it. You got to remodel a school. You got to, like, make the classroom look new and not like a piece of junk like some of them look. What are we doing? This is $1.2 million. This is more HISD games. They're playing word games. We're not updating facilities. You call carving out the name of some guy who's been dead for a century out of a school building updating a school? No. It's ridiculous. So let's let HISD put up or shut up. By school, today, before 5 o'clock, we want the exact documentation, not more BS, the exact documentation of what this is going to cost per school. And that the folks at home called HISD today, email your school board member, right? Go to my website, Dolcefino.com. We'll give you all the information about who to call. And I even have a proposal. Now I'm going to say this for all to hear. My company will hold a fundraising campaign. Do you want to educate kids? Here's an idea. Why don't we do this? Why don't we, instead of wasting $1.2 million, we erect a plaque in every one of these schools. Let the kids at the schools decide which student at the school would be the best to write the message about the horrors of slavery, about the complication of history, and about the fact that good men served on one side of this war between the states or the other. Let's have somebody deliver the message. That's the way you educate generations of students. These schools will all eventually be replaced or remodeled. That's when you do name changes if you want to do one. Not now. Let's buy kids iPads. I got an idea. Let's buy library books for the kids. You know, the funding of this says general and internal service funds. Okay? General funds, for all you folks at home, is taxpayer money. Internal service funds. I've talked to people at HISD who don't know what the hell that is, but I did some research last night, and it looks like that's school lunch money. So when your kids pay that exorbitant price for that lousy food at the school lunch line, they're going to use that money to do this. Now that should outrage people. But my company will put up the first $1,000 and we will raise the money citywide so we can erect these plaques in all the schools. if these school board members who are upset about ancient history want to actually deliver a message of education to kids, let's do that. Won't cost the taxpayers a dime. I'll run the whole campaign. That's my offer. Thanks, guys.
So you don't want to wipe out history?